Most of us, we do love the coating from KFC or Mary Brown chicken. Now, have you ever wondered you could get the same coating with groundnuts? Today, let's make the KFC or the Mary Brown coated groundnuts. First, to begin with, you're gonna need some groundnuts. As you can see there, my groundnuts are washed and cleaned and dried. And also, you're gonna need sugar. I have a plate there. It has sugar. It's like 2 tablespoons. You also have a pinch of salt and baking powder. Don't forget a baking powder. It's about 3/3 the tablespoon. And without forgetting, we are having the flour. You can use any wheat flour that you have. You can use from any brand, it's okay. Without forgetting, we are having eggs, of course. If we want our groundnuts to have a very good coating, we of course need eggs. So let's get to work. So I am going to take my bowl and put the 2 eggs in my bowl, as you can see, and I am also going to add sugar and salt. And as you can see, I'm adding the sugar and I'm adding the salt. We're going to leave the baking powder for later uses, but don't forget to put the baking powder in your groundnuts. So I am going to beat my eggs, the mixer of eggs, sugar and salt. So you're going to beat it for like 3 to 5 minutes until you see the eggs are smooth with the sugar and salt. I'm going to take another bowl. It has to be a big bowl, and you're going to put about 4 full tablespoons of the wheat flour. Then here comes the baking powder. We're going to use the baking powder in this cup. And you're going to add 2 more tablespoons, full tablespoons, before you start mixing with the baking powder. So I've added my tablespoons, and here I am starting to mix it. And you're going to mix it thoroughly. After that, you are going to put your groundnuts. As I told you earlier, make sure your groundnuts are fresh, are cleaned, and well dried. So as you can see, my groundnuts are there. Then I'm going to set my plates aside and start the work. Then I'm going to put a small amount of the mixture inside the bowl. Then I am going to mix it, as you can see. This is the easiest way to mix it, so as you can get the coated groundnuts without any groundnut left uncoated. So you do this a little more time. Take your time to do this, and you can even use your finger to make the groundnuts pathways. As I'm doing, it's not a hard job to do. It's very easy. Then you can keep mixing and mixing until you see there is no more liquid. Then you can add the mixer again, and you can also add the wheat flour again until you get the groundnuts that are well coated. After I have seen that my whole groundnuts are well coated, then I'm going to remove the groundnuts from the bowl and place them on a plate so as I can remove the excess wheat that is left behind. You can see I have my cooking pan, and it has sunflower oil is more better, and as you can see my stove is on, and I am going to heat my oil for about 1 minute before I start putting the groundnuts. And after 1 minute, I am then putting 1 groundnut into the oil to see if it has bubbles. If it gets bubbles, then your oil is ready to start cooking your groundnuts. So I'm going to fry my groundnuts. Because I used it was 1/4 kilo, so I'm going to divide them into 2 parts. I'm going to fry the first time, then I'm going to fry another time. So here is the first round of my frying. You're going to put your groundnuts into the pan, which has oil. Be gentle with it. Make sure they don't stick together. They just get separately. As you can see what I'm doing, watch with your oil, because groundnuts have the habit of making bubbles, so the oil might be so hot and it might be so harsh. So please be careful with the oil. So after this, you're going to keep stirring your oil with the groundnuts in until the groundnuts, you see that they are well golden brown in color. This method is important because when you use sunflower oil to fry the groundnuts have the habit of making the oil cause a lot of bubbles. So if there are a lot of bubbles, the oil might float and get out of the pan. So it is very important to stir it. As you can see, there are bubbles coming up as they want to escape from the pan. So you're going to keep on mixing and stirring and mixing and stirring until you get the good golden brown color that you wish. So here was my first round. So here I'm taking out my first round, and as you can see, I still used the paper towel to dry my groundnuts so as they don't stick with the oil. And one more thing that it's very important to note is that groundnuts have the tendency of cooking themselves or frying themselves even after you take them out of the oil. So you have to make sure that the color of your groundnuts is just a little bit of brown, golden brown, so as even when it cools, it still retains the brown color. Because if you make it have much heat and you make it be a little of dark brown in color like a dark chocolate, when it's out of the pan, maybe you have put it somewhere, it will still gain the more and more color, so it will be like it has been burned. So you have to make sure that your groundnuts are just slightly brown in color and they are free to go. So here was my second round. And there it's done. So as you can see, my groundnuts are sweet, they are crunchy, they have the golden color, but the most important thing, they are not fully coated, but they have a coatation or a coat of KFC or Mary Brown chicken. As you can see, you don't find this coatation in mostly everywhere, but you can only find this coatation when you use this kind of method. So let me know in the comment how you cook or how you fry your groundnuts to get the coated groundnuts, and you can tell me on which country are you watching this, so as you can send you the recipes from the country that you're coming from. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more cooking reviews. Until next time, bye!